Welcome to The Red, where power hides in silence and truth rarely arrives in daylight.
How does one library burn? 4 separate times, under 4 different regimes, across 4 centuries? How do thousands of medical cures vanish in a single afternoon, while the soldiers watching remain completely silent? And why are the most important rooms always empty, just days before the accidental fire begins? There's a rhythm to this. It just doesn't like to be noticed. Now, let's step inside the first room, where the light was allowed to go out. 48 BC. The harbor of Alexandria is a forest of Roman ships. Smoke begins to curl. History calls it a tactical mishap, a stray spark from Caesar's troops. That accidentally consumed the greatest concentration of knowledge the ancient world had ever assembled. But one library, burning again and again, across centuries, under different powers, at some point, the fire starts looking less like an accident and more like a solution. Inside the collapsing Great Hall, a scholar stands still. He watches as soldiers gather the scrolls, not to preserve them, but to feed the furnaces of the city's public baths. In his hands, a single roll of papyrus. Calculations, observations, the kind of knowledge that would make the sky behave differently than it was supposed to. He looks at the guard, he looks at the furnace, he hesitates, he chooses to survive, and lets the stars burn with the paper. The scrolls of Alexandria kept 4,000 public baths burning for 6 consecutive months. That wasn't a disaster. It was the first installment of a very long cost. July 1562. Bishop Diego de Landa stands before a mountain of books, the medicine, mathematics, and memory of the Maya. He calls them lies. A translator stands in the shadow of the square. He knows these pages contain cures for the very fevers now tearing through the Spanish camps. He sees something else in the bishop's eyes, not belief, but hunger, a need for a clean beginning. He considers speaking, then feels the weight of silence already in place. He looks away. Only a handful of codices survive. Thousands vanish into ash in a single afternoon. Today, only 4 authentic Mayan codices remain. They didn't just burn the pages, they made sure the Maya would never recognize themselves again. 1258. The Mongol tide breaches Baghdad. The House of Wisdom, the intellectual lungs of the world, is being cut out. They say the Tigris ran black with ink, but the record is quiet about the rooms that were already empty before the fire ever began. An assistant librarian watches. Officers carry out sealed chests, maps, formulas, fragments of understanding. This wasn't just destruction. Some things were being taken. Before the rest was allowed to burn, he could hide a copy, leave something behind. He looks at the smoke. He looks at the blood. He chooses not to interfere. When Baghdad fell, the loss of medical knowledge alone set human progress back nearly 2 centuries. Not a collapse, a cost, already accounted for. Centuries change, but what disappears always feels slightly too important. Today, we believe knowledge is permanent because it lives in the cloud. But nothing needs to burn anymore. It just needs a routine audit, a server glitch, a quiet adjustment to what can be found. Records vanish, often just before anyone thinks to look for them. Truth doesn't need to be destroyed anymore. It just needs to become unreachable. A human being is shaped not only by what they remember, but by what they've been made to forget. A cage works as long as the bars remain invisible. The moment you notice what's missing, the story stops feeling complete if you want to keep decoding. The invisible forces built around you stay inside the red.
This is The Red, where power is rarely loud, but always present, and where the stories you trust are only the surface of something much deeper.